I am officially recording now.
Hello and welcome back to Havoc Moon. We are back. Sorry for the little break, but life finds a way.
Yeah.
We are back.
What episode is this? 11? 10?
I don't fucking know.
It's 11.
I think it's 11.
Yes.
This is season 2, episode 4.
Oh, dude. We should have had the hindsight to split it into seasons. That would have been dope.
Even if we did, it's still by far season 1.
Earnest question, Tan, and I don't expect a concrete answer because I know these things are flexible, but what percentage of the way would you say we are through, like, the campaign?
I really couldn't say, like, 15.
15? Oh, damn. We got a lot to go. I'm excited. I was worried we were further along. I was worried we were, like, 50.
I got the vibe
I got more like
we were very
33%
early.
impression.
What's up, Iego?
I said I got more like the 33% Act 1 nearing the end impression.
Oh, yeah.
No.
15
I
is
didn't
good.
even I didn't even think things are ramping up yet. We're still introducing characters and
Well, I just assumed that, like, we're getting close to uncovering who made the first Havoc Moon, and I thought that was going to be, like, the halfway point. But I'm assuming that is not the case then. This is only a minor mystery of what's to come.
Yes. But, so do you remember what happened last time?
Yes. So last time we went to, like, Billio's place, and we were like, all right, here's the plan, Billio. I being Hayden and Iego are gonna go, like, ask my brother about this House of Superliminalism and this, like, supreme leader or whatever, and you're gonna, like, be in a building to help us out. Or no, we decided you would come with us or something. And then we were like, well, you can't wear the assless chaps get up, so let's get you some clothes at the mall. And then while we were shopping, you were tricked by some rat bastard with, like, a disco ball stand and sent to the electricity world. So we kind of, like, did some bullshit to try and help you out there. Eventually we managed to defeat the guy, but I like, got tased in the process, and then I think I got kidnapped by my brother, and then chaos. Did I miss anything?
No, that's pretty much it.
I think that's everything, yeah.
Awesome.
But yes,
I'd like to mention, I think that when Iego was like tasing Billio, weren't his like nipples beginning to smoke?
That's very well.
I'm pretty sure it was his whole body, but yeah, sure. That happened.
Iego remembers which part he was targeting.
Stigma was thinking about his nipples, though. Let's be honest.
Kind of weird how you focus on that, but okay.
Well, I am a barbecue kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm sure we probably made, like, a joke about nipple smoking. We're just gaslighting him unintentionally.
But yes, let's get into it. So, as we go back, let's just resume right where the cliffhanger ended.
Mm-hmm.
You're sat in what you initially may have assumed to be a hospital bed, Hayden. It is not. You see that the curtain being pulled apart. Your brother is standing there with a surgical masked male nurse next to him, and he's got a cheery grin on his face. Hey, good to see you, little bro.
What? Where am I?
This is what he sort of sits on the side of your bed, his hands in his laps. He's very casual. This is what we in the biz call a kidnapping. You heard of it, right? Of course you have.
Yeah, but... I mean, why would you kidnap me? Also, how? I was just at the mall.
You'd see, I used a secret strategy called paying off the guards. I'm really smart, you see. But anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about you, little guy.
What do you want?
You see, the reason I kidnapped you is so I could make you a business offer. You like business, right? No, you don't. I was joking.
What kind of business offer?
Well, you see, as you can probably assume, you are currently at what we like to call my mercy. So,
That's a good line.
So, there's two well, let me get into the business offer first before I begin the threats. That's the second stage.
Okay.
Can I write this down?
No. I just woke up.
Okay, we can fix that. You see, I've noticed you and your little crew, your little Scooby-Doo gang, they're pretty good at what they do, what you do.
Oh, thanks. I think that's the nicest thing you've said to me since we were kids.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not done. Anyway, so the thing is, I got my own guys, right? But they're kind of valuable to me, so I don't want to send them to do too much stuff.
Are
I
they?
only got so many
Emerald
guys.
D didn't seem too valuable to you.
He was a contractor. He's essentially worthless.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so what I'm trying to get to it, but you're distracting me with your annoyance. Anyway, what I need doing, and what you're hopefully going to do for me. So in a couple of days' time, there's going to be a little article coming into the city that I want to be owned by myself. All I need you to do is go over to the docks when this thing arrives, liberate it, and then bring it over to me.
And
It's easy, right?
What is this article? What?
You don't even need to worry about it. I'll be in a box the whole time.
Okay, what do we get?
So, you do this for me, and I will make a double finger cross promise. See, because when you cross finger, you know how it sort of means that I'm not being truthful. If you do it two fingers, that cancels it out and makes it even stronger.
Who told you that?
I just decided that's how it works.
Okay.
So in exchange for you doing this tiny task, I will let you go out of this the hospital that you're in. I will never again send anyone after you, and as I called them previously, your Scooby-Doo gang. And I will give you access to the resources of my business conglomerate to help you succeed in your little Havoc Moon mini-games. That's a pretty good offer.
More generous than I'd expect from you, especially considering your whole bit about me being at your mercy. What's the catch here with this article? Who's guarding it? What are the details? When's it coming?
Okay, so I'm going to need your agreement before I tell you when it's arriving, but I'll tell you a little bit about it. You know how sometimes you got these sort of let's not say artifacts, antiques is the better word, I think, where people, they accumulate a lot of money because they've existed for a long time, you know, like those old guys who have big mansions, like Ronald McDonald.
Okay.
So it's just a little like spear thing. It's not even, I don't even know where it comes from really. I just sort of want it for my house. So you just go get it for me. It's going to be arriving via boat. You just, as I said, permanently borrow it, and then I will borrow it from you permanently, of course, and then you win.
Hayden's a little skeptical why his brother would be willing to do so much for them in Havoc Moon over a house decoration. But more than that, I think his first thought is, you didn't answer my question. Who's guarding it?
Oh, just sort of the cops and like private security, you know, but not stand users.
Not
There will
stand
be no
users?
stand users guarding the object.
If there's not stand users, why do you need us to do it?
Because, you see, if I got my guys to do it, it becomes what we like to call traceable. And I could get in a lot of trouble if they found out about it.
You mean like how you paid off like mall cops directly to pick me up?
Well, I didn't pay them off directly. I had my my secretary's cousin Juana do it.
Like, do you not think that my friends are immediately going to go harass those poor mall cops and maybe some secretary who doesn't know better to try and find out what happened to me?
No, it's fine. I'll just have them killed.
Maybe we don't need to do that. Okay.
But, as you say, maybe I made a mistake, you know? Maybe you're right.
Well, I hate to break it to you, big brother, but I'm not the leader of our team. We make decisions as a group, so I'm gonna have to talk to them first.
Ooh, I thought we might reach this little snag. You see, I'm fairly certain that if you have to do something, your friends will probably do it with you too. So you're not leaving until you give me an answer, yes or no.
Well, I can call them. I can put them on speaker.
Yeah, go for it. Actually, go for it. Let's get them on.
All right, because we traded contact info, right?
I like to think that as this is going on, this is when Bill Yo and Aigo were like doing the whole threatening the secretary bit.
So yeah, you've just sort of walked out the mall, like throwing your arms, like I guess we've lost Hayden. When your phone rings, I assume you called Iego because he has like a working phone.
Actually, I called Bill. Oh yeah, no, that's a good point. I forgot Billio has like the worst phone of all time. Yeah, I call Iego.
That call would come in at least 10 days after you rang.
Yeah. Oh look, Hayden called. He left a voicemail.
Hayden, where the hell are you?
I kind of look to Bradley like, am I allowed to say? Or...
You don't know where you are.
I don't know where I am. Listen, my brother is threatening me right now.
Hey, it's a business meeting.
It's a
so true.
Okay, yeah, business meeting like Iego says business. Anyway, he's sort of threatening, but also he's sort of threatening, but also offering for us to steal something for him. And he says if we do, he'll leave us alone and give us access to his company's resources. Now, I should warn you that the reason he wants to do...
Tell him to fall off his limo.
Okay, yeah, well, see, before... I'm all ahead of you, but he does have me, like, captured and at his mercy, as he so kindly put it. So maybe, perhaps, we could think about this a little bit longer. Sweating.
Iego's gonna, like, pinch his brow and go, like, Alright, I hear ya, Hayden, I hear your struggle.
Billio, what about you?
Go,
He's currently off in the parking lot. He's thumb wrestling himself on the sidewalk.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah, Hayden, Billy's a bit occupied right now. He got into a fight with some random stranger.
Oh, Billio. I hope he's
okay. They're not a stand user. Well, the stand can't harm him.
Okay. Well... Anyway, so is that a yes? Is that a no? What are we doing here?
Well, how about you elaborate on what your brother wants from us? He wants us to steal something?
I'm just gonna pass the phone to Bradley and let him give the pitch.
Hey, remember me? I remember the time I cut your hand off? Anyway, let's get to it. So yeah, there's a little item that's gonna be coming in by boat in a undisclosed period of time. It's going to be guarded by some private security guys. All you need to do is sneak past them or knock them out or kill them. I don't really care. Take that item out of the boat, or whether you take it while it's on its way to the local news, while it's on its way to its destination. I don't care. And then you just bring it over to me, and then it's great.
And what's in it for me?
I believe, as I told my little bro, my little pog, my little bro,
my little pog.
If you do this for me, I will, as I said, never bother. I'll never attack you guys again, and I will also let you guys use my resources to win your little Havoc moon thingy.
How do we know you're not just gonna go back on your word once it's over?
That's a good question, That's why I had one of my subordinates use one of their little stand to make a contract that I cannot break once it's signed.
Like a Geass?
Exactly, just like my favorite cartoon, Code Geass.
No!
Iego's confused by the word Geass because he hasn't watched Code Geass.
Well, it's just like an old-timey fantasy word for like unbreakable magic contract. I'm just being a nerd.
I see. That doesn't sound half bad, but I'd like a proof of concept, if you will, that this contract actually works.
Sure thing. Hayden, you see him clear his throat, and he sort of lifts a hand up, and as if by magic, a red piece of paper sort of ravels itself into existence. And
okay,
in his hand.
You can't see this, but there's like a red piece of paper. Continue.
Wait, I got an idea for the terms of the contract, Hayden. You might want to hear this alone.
Can I be alone?
Well, you sure can, but the contract's already signed. It's just a matter of whether you want to go for it or not.
Okay, hang on, and I'm gonna turn it off speakerphone. Okay, what's up?
Alright. Add to the contract. If he loses someone in a game of rock, paper, scissors, it feels like he gets kicked in the balls.
He said it's already signed. I doubt he'd add that. That seems...
Well, try and fudge it in.
Okay, well, my associate, Mr. Wright, would like to add a stipulation that if you lose a game of rock, paper, scissors, you have to kick yourself in the ball. It feels like you get kicked in the balls, sorry.
Sure. He takes out a fountain pen and writes that in.
Brilliant. Thank you, really. I say, okay, he did it. So are we doing this thing?
Well, we can see if the contract actually does anything if he breaks terms.
That's a good point. I didn't think of that. That's like a great way to immediately check. Painful way, but a good one. By any chance... Oh, sorry, never mind. Go ahead.
I was just gonna hand you this contract.
I think Bradley will very tentatively... Not Bradley, whoops. Hayden will tentatively grab it. Read it over once or twice with his former lawyer knowledge to make sure there's no, like, bullshit clause. Is there any?
Wait,
or would I have to, like, roll to detect bullshit clause?
Well, there's the contract, you can read it.
Okay. Give me 1 quick second. Sorry, I'm just answering a text from my family real quick. I apologize. Okay, let me check this out. This contract stipulates that the individual in question, Hayden Wright, will, to the best of his effort, obtain custody of the item designated by Bradley Wright, and thereafter transfer it into his custody at the first available opportunity. If the individual in question knowingly does not honor the terms of this contract, titanium needles of variable size, 1 meter to 5 meters, oh my god, will appear inside their body until death occurs. If the individual in question honors their side of the agreement, the right of this contract will honor their side of the agreement in turn. If Bradley Wright loses a game of rock, paper, scissors, he will experience the sensation of a kick to his groin. Do we really need to do this whole death bit?
Oh yeah, the stat doesn't work unless that's somewhere in there. We can change the method if you prefer.
Something more peaceful would be nice, at least.
Absolutely. Let me just he starts messing around with a pen.
Wait, testing?
That's not... I'm seeing it in real time. That's not... that might be worse. Couldn't they be, like, passes away peacefully in their sleep?
Absolutely. Let me do it.
Peacefully consumed by an industrial shredder. Does that work?
Let's hope we don't have to find out.
Right. So I have a question before I sign this death contract. What if I accidentally don't honor the terms? Like, let's say I'm trying to the best of my ability, but the item falls into the ocean or something. Am I still gonna get murdered?
You're right, that's unfair. I'll adjust to account for that.
Wait, would Hayden be describing the terms in real time over the phone? Also, what happened for like the last 10 seconds? I couldn't hear anything.
I'm just trying to diddle with the contract so it's not, like, as awful.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so that's pretty fucked, but I mean, that seems a little more fair than death. One last thing before I sign this.
Absolutely.
And if you want to be all legalese, we can just add it to the contract as part of the rewards, but I'm asking you in good faith, consider this a down payment. Would you be willing to tell us what you know about the House of Superliminalism and the Supreme Father?
Oh, absolutely. I don't give a shit about those guys.
Okay.
They're a small sort of money cults, I believe. I think they heard about the Havoc Moon game somehow, and they want Well, they like having stands, I guess. They entered just so they could have stands, really, and so they could.
Do you know how the stand suffering from success works? Hello? Oh my god, did I disappear?
Suffering from success?
Yeah.
I've had my guys do a little bit of investigation onto it. It lets you sell anything that you own instantly.
Oh. I see. And with that, I signed the...
Wait,
Whoops,
wait,
not my real name.
Hayden.
Ah!
Hayden.
What?
I can't see the contract, but I can't see the contract, but did your brother, and he's like air quoting with his fingers, but like obviously they can't be seen. Did he explicitly include what he would have to do if you honored his contract, did he just say he'd honor his side of the contract without specifying what that would be?
It said the agreement. Could you put in a stipulation that mentions the agreement is what we verbally discussed or something?
Absolutely. Let me get that down for you.
Get it as explicit as possible. Make sure it's in writing that after this he can commit no harm towards us, intentionally or he can commit no intentional harm towards us, and if any of his agents is doing it, he must try and rectify it or something.
If any of his agents do it, they will be stabbed by various needles from the inside of 1 to 5 meters until their death.
No, don't make his agents suffer if they do it. Make him suffer. But you give him incentive to not break his word.
And we get like access to his goodies, right? So I'm like in like a bed, right?
Yeah.
Presumably with a blanket.
Yes.
As he like finishes editing the contract and I go to sign it, just in case, I don't intend to risk fucking up the agreement and like getting myself killed, but as like a last ditch security measure, while he's like focused on like getting it all set up with me and I'm signing, underneath the blanket with my other hand, using his logic, I cross my fingers.
Oh.
Hoping that might spare me if I fuck up or something.
As you finish the T on the contract, you feel like a fire burn through your arm. Like you feel like that's the sign that the contract is now sealed.
Ah, shit! It didn't work.
And he just sort of tosses the piece of paper up in the air and it vanishes again.
Brilliant. And like a blue flame, I assume, for aesthetic.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Can't believe I'd sign a deal with the devil.
Yeah, it's a surprise, all right. I guess I didn't have to have Desmond here strong arm you into it.
Des who?
You can go, Desmond. The male nurse, he's sort of looking at as he says that, and the guy sort of glares at you as he leaves. It seems like he was really looking forward to strong arming you into it.
Sweating emoji. So listen, like, do you have to knock me out again to take me out of here, or can I just leave?
Oh, absolutely. Follow me.
Oh, cool. I get up.
So, yeah, he sort of opens the back doors of the truck, and you realise it is now in a truck. He sort of just kicks you into the alleyway, and then it drives off.
I'm like skinning my face on the sidewalk. He was driving so smoothly, I didn't even notice.
Perhaps it was a stando.
Oh my god. Are you sure it was an American road? It was a pretty smooth ride.
Right, and with that, you have escaped your bro's custody.
I suppose.
Meanwhile, we cut over to Igo and Billy.
Billy! Oh. I just realized both their names end in the O sound.
Igo.
You have the same last name, clearly.
Brilliant.
So yeah, as the I assume the call has now ended at some point during Hayden ragdolling out the truck.
Yeah, the phone turned off.
Hey,
yes.
Igo. What's going on?
Oh, you're done wrestling with that guy?
You should see the other guy. But yeah, I'm done. What's going on?
Yeah, so Hayden got child napped by his brother, who I believe we've mentioned is a bit of a jerk, CEO kind of guy.
Oh, is this the guy that lives in the building that we were gonna go watch him, and I was gonna go sit in the binoculars and the business guy?
This guy knows what's up.
Yeah, we got punked. He made the first move, but
Oh,
seems Hayden's all right now. Although I'm not quite sure where he is.
well, that's good. I'm glad Hayden's okay. Could be worse. Anything else?
Also, seems we might need to be stealing something for this guy, because Hayden has agreed to a contract where we do that and then he has to help us win the Havoc game.
Oh, stealing? Perfect. You know what? I'm really good at stealing. I'm glad you brought that up because I am definitely in the mood to steal something. What are we taking?
We don't actually. They were not very specific about stealing.
The most I know is it's some sort of spear thing.
All this business stuff you do.
He said it was like on his ship and it was a spear thing. Oh, did he tell me the time before he kicked me out when it shows up?
He hasn't yet informed you now.
Oh, sweating. I'm sure we'll figure it
So,
out.
alright, Hayden, I'm not going to stop you. I trust your judgment here. And forgive me if I'm overstepping my boundaries, but...
Wait, did we
don't know
not reunite yet with Hayden?
Yeah, I'm not here.
Oh, okay, never mind. I go. We don't know what we're stealing, and we don't know what time we're stealing it at. Am I right here?
Hey,
More or
hey!
less.
You hear a voice from nearby and the honking of a car horn.
Huh?
I turn around.
See, there's a yellow taxi cab is pulled up on the sidewalk, and a man with a thin mustache is looking at you. Ego and Billio.
Oh my god. Iego, we gotta go in. Maybe it's a Kellogg's prize.
It was not a
I
Kellogg's prize.
He looks left and
I
right.
think Aego's caught on to the point that arguing it might be futile, so let's wait. Is the window down for the driver?
It is, yeah.
Okay, he lets a single bug from Flaming Lips, buzz in front of the guy before he goes and see if he reacts and gets annoyed by a bug in his taxi.
He waves it away from his face. He sort of looks left and right as if we're seeing if anyone's watching. I've been sent by Mr. Wright to tell you about, to give you the briefing about the spear.
So this isn't the sweepstakes that I entered.
Speeder.
The free Xbox, right?
My feeling with no free Xbox
No.
for Billio.
Oh.
Do you even need a free Xbox? Aren't you like giga rich?
Iego, maybe we shouldn't go in. I don't know about it.
Really?
Well, and he's like talking to the taxi guy now. Look, you came here to deliver a message, right? Deliver.
No, I came to take you to the briefing, my guy.
And where might that be?
You know how things go. It's all confidential locations. It's the Second Sun Technology Building.
Oh.
Alright, we'll head there on our own then.
Really? How are people gonna know it's you? I mean, you're free to do so if you like, I guess, but my thing is, there's the entrance and then there's the entrance.
And
Second Sun Technology Building. I actually don't know where that is. I think we should go with them.
Alright, fine. If Hayden's fine,
Yeah,
his
speaking
brother
of
probably has some use for us.
Hayden, where is he? Do you know, Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Taxi Driver Man?
Yeah, well, the other guy's taking him to the briefing too. I'll bet.
Oh, well, if Hayden's going, then I guess we could go too. And
Wait.
Billy opens the door and he...
Are they taking me? I kind of got kicked out of a car.
Well, I gotta take a call first. You know, I'll
Billy-
catch up.
I'm just gonna sit in the car, okay? I'll wait. And Billy opens the door, and he gets in the passenger seat in the front of the taxi.
Don't take too long, okay? So I
And I go just ignore the taxi guy. Calls Hayden again on his phone.
Did my phone survive the fall?
Yes, you hear the ding, ding, you hear your ringtone. What's your ringtone like?
It's probably like an anime opening. That's exactly what it sounds like. I pick up. I go, hello.
Hey, you sound roughed up.
Yeah, they pushed me out of a car.
Yeah, it happened.
What do you mean it happens?
Did you look? Let's forget about what I said. Let's move on. Look, did your brother mention sending some cab driver over to pick us up?
No, he didn't mention anything. He was just like, "Oh, great, talk to you later." You know how he is.
That sounds like
You hear the taxi door shut behind you. Here you go. I go.
Oh no! No! Isn't this contrary to his desires?
Well, 1 out of 2 ain't so bad. Hey, Billy, you wanna know something funny?
Yeah, what's up, Mr. Taxi Driver?
I don't know the way to the building neither. And immediately after he says that, he just suddenly vanishes. And from your point of view, Billy, how everything outside the taxi vanishes as well, so it's just complete darkness outside.
Oh, I'm in trouble. Billy tries to...
I fucking knew it.
Is there a seatbelt on Billy? Can he maneuver in the car?
You can. But it seems like the everything in terms of the doors are just props right now.
Oh, okay.
Like, painted on.
Everything inside the car is like painted on?
Yeah.
Okay. Billy tries to maneuver out of the seatbelt and climb over to the driver's seat by the wheel in an attempt to steer it.
So the wheel moves fine, but you don't actually feel an engine beneath you or any sensation of it moving. On the other hand, Iago, you see the taxi speed off with the black windows.
So he's like in a car, but he can't see anything in it anymore, or the person who is driving.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the driver is not there because I'm able to sit in the passenger seat.
Exactly.
without
Yeah.
interacting with him. Okay. Yeah.
You're alone in the spooky taxi cab.
All right. So I think the first thing that Billy's going to do is he's going to grab his flip phone and attempt to contact Iago. So he tries to put the number in, and he realizes that he does not have Iago's number in there. So he calls Hayden instead.
Based. Do I receive his call?
Hayden?
Yeah.
Hey, call us
Well,
Billy?
I bet you were on the call with Iago, so you got a little notification kind of saying that someone else is calling.
Oh, hang on, I got another call, man. Give me a second. Beep. Hello?
Hayden. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Oh my gosh, it's so good to hear from you, Billy. I was worried you weren't around earlier.
Well, you know how I got into a little bit of an issue at the mall like 10 minutes ago?
Happens to the best of us. What's up?
Yeah, well, I'm in another issue right now. There was a taxi car, and I thought it had to do with the free Xbox that I entered off the box of the cornflakes, but it wasn't. And the guy said he was here to take me to you to see your brother, but the man disappeared, and now there's darkness around me, and I don't know where the car's going. I don't know what to do. Can you tell Iago to help me?
Will do, but let me just put you on hold for a second. I'm gonna call my brother.
As you are doing this, Billy, you do hear a weird sort of tone, like a from the sat nav in this demon car.
From where?
From the sat nav, sort of the GPS.
GPS.
Oh,
He's being British.
I figured.
Welcome, sinner, says the GPS. You are now within the stand I cry. If you answer the question incorrectly, it will occur. Are you ready?
Oh no.
The question is, how many oranges grow on trees?
Oranges. Oh no. I think I had this one back in 4th grade.
No!
3, 4.
Incorrect. All oranges grow on trees.
What?
It will now occur.
Before it can occur, Billy tries to punch the GPS system as hard as he can.
No damage is inflicted.
Does anything happen to his hand?
Your hand hurts.
Ah, my hand hurts.
This must be its stand power. And as you watch, you see the interior of the car grow a little bit smaller, but you remain the same size.
Oh, it's like constraining in on me?
Yeah.
Okay, so how big is the car relative to me right now?
So let's say it's reduced by like a tenth of its usual size.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, alright, it's visibly getting smaller.
Yes.
Alright. Oh god.
Welcome, sinner. The question will now begin. If you fail to answer, it will occur. I can run, but never walk. Wherever I go, you are behind me. What am I?
Uncle Kevin?
The answer is your nose. It will now occur.
Oh, my nose, that's right. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, so these are all like riddles.
And it again grows smaller. And meanwhile, I believe you're calling your brother Hayden.
Yeah, I was. Beep, beep, beep.
Hey. It's
Hey.
B to the R to the A to the D. What can I get you?
Oh my god, you're such a douche. Listen, do you know anything about, like, a stand that's like a taxi cab that might have pretended to be working for you?
Never heard of it.
For real? My friends, they thought they were getting picked up to go to, like, some meeting for you or whatever, and one of them got trapped in, like, a hell taxi.
Are you kidding me? I'd use a limo for something like that.
No, you wouldn't. Come on now.
Yeah, I'd make you walk.
Okay, well, I just thought you would be useful for once, but I guess not. Bye.
Well, okay, I guess I won't keep talking then. Bye. See ya.
All right, I will then go to Iago like I was originally requested, and I'll be like, yeah, Billio's in trouble, and I don't know what to do.
So yeah, you did see the
Yeah,
taxi
I
sort of
can
speed
tell.
off.
Like, can I include a minor, unofficial turnaround idea I have?
Okay. Expand on
So,
this.
you know, we were in the mall for a bit, and we're in the mall for a bit, and, you know, there were shops, and, you know, Hayden was busy being kidnapped, so would I be able to say that during this time, after the fight, Iago perhaps purchased a skateboard and a large, sizable piece of cloth?
This sounds like it's going somewhere rad, so yes.
Okay, so I like
Like
to
an
say
skateboard
that it's possible. You know, once he saw the taxi, being away, he flew out the board, popped on, and then I'm gonna send an image, and then he started, you know, using the force of wind produced by Flegulus Elbow's wings and the heat to land sail himself with the skateboard, try and chase after it. The image is being.
Is he doing like the Sonic escape from the
Absolutely.
city towards the car? Here we go!
I don't know. I don't get the reference.
Yeah, have you ever played Sonic Adventures and like he jumps out of the helicopter and is like skating away from the truck or something?
Wait, isn't he like doing it downhill or something?
Hang on, let me just look up Sonic Adventure Skate.
Okay, so what you
Yeah, I
mean.
think the image. Okay. Yes, both a skateboard.
This is Havoc Moon 2 with
Don't
Dago,
I stand
Igo's younger
up.
brother with more attitude.
I can only find meme versions of the escape and not a gif of the actual escape on Discord. That pisses me off. I can only find like the version of Peter Griffin running away.
Billy trying to escape riddles.
So what's happening with Billy right now?
So, are you going to go back to Billy on your phone, or are you still talking to Igo, who's like chasing
Well,
the car?
Igo's like
Contraption.
So if I'm understanding, Igo like tossed a cloth around the car and is like sort of skating on something behind it, right?
No, he's on a skateboard, I believe, and he's using the cloth as a sail to go fast.
Okay, so he's trying to
Yes.
catch up to the
Or
car.
cancel.
Yeah, I'll switch back to Billy. Maybe I can help him with the riddles. I don't know.
I don't think you know about the riddles yet, but
Yeah, I don't. No, I'm just saying that OOC, like if he chooses to include me, I don't know.
so yeah, you reconnect to your buddy Billy.
Yeah, I'm just here to reassure him. I'll be like, okay, listen, Igo is trying to get caught up to you. I will stay on the phone with you for moral support. Let me know if you need me to do anything.
There's a little bit of an issue here.
What's the issue?
Greetings,
the
sinner.
Oh no, the car's asking me questions. I feel like
The
I'm
question
in
will
school.
now begin. If you fail, it will occur.
It's gonna
The
tell me-
question
it's gonna-
follows. I have a single eye, but cannot see. What am I?
Hayden, do you know this one? It has a single eye but cannot see.
Has a
This
single
guy
eye.
googling the answers.
What'd you say?
Are you googling it?
No. I would never Google the answer being hurricane or tornado. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. I didn't mean to.
Single eye that cannot see. Oh, I know. Is it me? I have an O. That could be an I.
The answer is a needle. Incorrect.
This motherfucker. I wouldn't have got it anyway. This bastard.
It will now occur.
And
Hayden,
the
it's
car
doing
shrinks
it.
a bit more.
It's doing it.
It's getting a bit cramped in here.
Okay. I've learned I cannot Google on my phone. We got this though. What's the next one? We can do this, Billy.
I gotta find a
Greetings,
way out.
sinner. The question will now begin. The question is as follows. Light brings me to life, but darkness kills me. What am I?
Light brings me to life, but darkness kills me. Color?
A vampire?
No! You
Incorrect.
fool!
The answer is a shadow.
Oh,
It's
I would have lost
so
anyway. Okay, so I think we found out we're both fucking stupid, so let's try and get you out of there. Oh, what do you see around you right now?
Nothing. It's dark. Everything's dark. It's like someone put a sheet over the taxi and everything's dark.
But you're in a car.
I'm in a car, yes. A
Can you
taxi.
see the insides of the car?
Yeah, it looks fake. It looks like someone took crayons and drew it on.
Okay, can you open the glove compartment?
Let's see. And Billy shifts from the passenger seat, crawls over, and he opens the glove compartment.
You open it. It's got a pack of mints.
Oh, perfect. Altoids. And Billy grabs them and he pops one of them in his mouth.
Listen, the stand user, someone picked you up in that car, right? Now, unless this is an automatic stand, he's got to be somewhere nearby, so maybe he's hiding somewhere.
Well, he disappeared. He was a guy with a little mustache, and then as soon as I got in the car, he laughed and he just disappeared. But I don't think he's in here.
How big was he?
Skinny?
He was, yeah, it's sort of like normal size.
Check the trunk.
I can't. There's no access to the trunk. And Billy moves to the...
You have a stand, don't you? Can't you make a hole?
Oh, that's right. Well, I can't actually... Maybe I can work that way. So, Billy uses head like a hole to leave the taxi. Can head like a hole manifest outside of the taxi?
It appears I can.
It can? Okay. And Billy will make one hole in front of him, a large one, causing a large chunk of his chest to disappear. Then he will make another one outside on top of the hood of the taxi. And,
That's the 1
Billy-
AP ability, right? Just to check.
Yeah, I think
I'm just
that
trying to
would
keep
cost.
track of the AP. Alright, and your total AP is 12, so that's 11 out of 12.
All right, so Billy jumps through the portal, and I'm assuming, does he end up on the outside of the car?
You do. It's on the outside of it. It seems like a fake car from the outside, just like a trunk that's sort of like just flapping and nothing, and it's just complete void outside. There's not even a ground. It doesn't look like
There's
so
no
just
wind.
Platform. Nothing.
The car's not moving at all. It's just
It's
stationary.
floating in this void.
Okay, Billy crawls over the roof and he tries to open the trunk. Does it budge?
It's unlocked.
Okay, he opens it then.
There's a massive screen of a GPS in there, and as you open it, it says,
Greetings, sinner. The question will now begin.
Oh no! Hayden, I opened the trunk. There's more computers.
Beat it up!
I'll try. And then I stand rush the screen.
as you're pummeling it, and it's cracking and breaking this GPS, you can hear it going,
What is orange and sounds like a parrot?
Orange, it sounds like a parrot. Hayden?
Orange, it sounds like a parrot. Don't ask me.
I'm just trying...
An orangent?
Yeah, an origin.
The answer is a carrot. It will now occur.
and as the car shrinks, you realise that your platform in this void is growing smaller.
Oh no.
No. Bad.
Meanwhile,
Does the last thing, does the stand rush do any considerable damage to the screen?
it seems to have destroyed this screen, but there's no telling, because the screen inside is still fine, and it may just be a case where it just makes a new one whenever it needs to ask you a question.
Right,
Shit.
okay.
Meanwhile, Iago, you are having an intense chase scene with this taxi car. It's sort of weaving through traffic trying to escape you. It's like some fucking sports car tactics more than a taxi cab. And it's sort of going down Main Street and
They'll call
approaching
me
this
Tony
traffic
Hawk.
jam.
About reason.
Oh shit. But yeah, so the two of you are sort of approaching this massive traffic jam, or traffic blockage, or what you call it in America, that's on this main street. So within the next minute or so, it seems like this taxi's going to have to stop.
So we're just being chased still for now.
Yes.
Do you have like a nitros boost you can use?
I mean, I mean, if you have to stop, I'm gonna win, and if I don't win, I have backup plans to make me win more.
I'm currently trying to think of bullshit ways that Billy can like win the question. Like maybe like asking the machine a question, or just being like the answer is whatever you say it is. I have no idea how you're going to catch up
I think
to
I
it.
tried that. I tried asking it a question, but I could try again.
No, if you already did, that's my bad. I might have missed it. Sorry, my family keeps texting me like shit. I apologize.
No, it's all good.
I don't know.
And as you are considering this, Iago, they reach a traffic jam, and the taxi, instead of stopping, suddenly hops up in the air, and giant spider legs sprout from where the wheels were, and it begins crawling over the cars.
Oh, that's brilliant. All right,
Fell
Billy.
for my trap.
Oh,
Okay, so Igo at this point, I imagine, has built up considerable momentum from using
Yes.
100% of his flaming lips, sort of heat propel his sail. So now, able to rely on his momentum, since I imagine this is just like a straight line, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna divert some of the flaming lips away from just the sail. He's gonna position them towards like his skateboard and his feet. A few of them are gonna sort of like create ice like straps. Well, maybe it's already like ice straps around his feet, like they stay firmly on the board no matter what, unless he like decides to melt them. But most of them are gonna like start trying to create like an ice ramp in front of the skate, so you can like you can I forget the word is
Jump?
You can use the ramp to like also jump over the traffic.
launch, jump.
Yes,
So-
launch himself over the traffic with the ice ramp.
Right, okay. I'm certain that's some kind of roll, but let's see what it is specifically.
I'm gonna charge you another AP for that.
Idle. Let's have a look. So I'd say that is a roll of. Well, it's sort of the main issue of what you're doing is sort of holding on to the skateboard as you do this, right?
I would say maybe Dex plus speed because he's trying to catch up and like hold himself.
Yes, I'd agree actually. Yeah, Dex plus speed. Let's see if you can get a 12.
Oh man, that's a tall order. Can he get? Is there anything I can do to give him
I'll
a
give him
bonus?
+1 because of his nice description of it.
Awesome.
So it's a majestic moment as you're hopping over the cars that's sort of sailing by below you, and as you're marveling in what you've done, a fifth spider leg spears out from the taxi gun and smacks you down to the ground.
Oh!
Impossible!
Thankfully, there was a nice car below to break your fall, Smile.
There is, yes, and the person who was coming out of the local cafe to get back to their car starts weeping and falls to their knees.
This is so sad. Seth Rogen.
Idiot! Didn't you know that spiders have 8 legs?
Who said that?
The taxi man as he's getting away.
That's not good.
This guy forgot spiders have 8 legs. So what was the stand called again, by the way?
I cry.
I cry.
So yeah, so you sort of landed on top of this car. How will you answer this humiliation?
How stuck in the traffic jam is he now?
Well, when I say
Like,
stuck, it's like a. Well, you sort of like towards the back of it. It's sort of like you were sailing over the first few cars and it smacked you down.
Oh, there goes my momentum.
Tan, you're not ready for the new tech that Billy O and I came up with in DMs.
Oh no!
Clearly, this will solve
I
the
got
problem.
a plan. Are there any cars in front of this car?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I don't use this plan then.
It's a traffic jam.
You gonna use the car as your
okay.
new board?
There are
Well,
some
I was
mopeds and
gonna-
motorcycles waiting in traffic. If that you want to pursue that avenue.
You know, he's gonna try and pick himself up from like I imagine the cracked glass of like the sunroof or whatever of the car, and like try and hijack one of the motorcycles. See if he can like use his freezing ability to create like an iced key and that'll be in like the shape of the regular key and just like unlock it. Wait, is it parked or is there a person on it?
There's a person on it.
Okay, maybe I forgot about that part.
Just to make sure, do we all know what I'm referring to when I say traffic jam?
The cars are
Yeah.
stopped.
I think
There's a
he
bunch
just
of cars
assumed
that are all
because you
stopped.
said he landed on a car that was like
Oh,
parked
right,
and no
right,
one was
right.
in it, that it
Right,
was like a
no worries.
motorcycle on the side of the street.
No problem.
Yeah,
Well-
like what Darnell said.
You don't know what a real
Wait, why is there a
traffic
car
jam
going
is.
in
You live
in
in
the middle of the
England. You guys
traffic
have
jam?
public transport, Tan. Your traffic jam is probably like a 2-minute stop at the red light. So traffic's real jammed up, yeah? You have no idea.
You know, I was saving this one, but I think it's time for Ego to try and go beyond.
Oh?
He's gonna, I don't know if this is gonna work at all, but he's just gonna melt the ice straps around the board, the brand new skateboard he bought. He's gonna ditch the cloth. He's gonna try, although he's never done this before, to like use his cloud of bugs to support him like a golden nimbus from like
Dragon Ball?
Journey to the West or like EBZ. See if he can like ride it like over the traffic jam.
This guy.
I imagine
Although
this is
maybe
strengthened power
maybe
as
it
you're
would look
trying to
less
support
like a
your weight.
nimbus and more like a conga, more like a mosh pit that just flows.
Wait, Aego's totally done this tech before, hasn't he?
I don't believe so.
Huh.
Have I?
If you're in the comments, remember, leave it down below.
Maybe I'm just insane, perhaps. This music is so funny to the Peter Griffin gif.
But roll for your strength and power for that. If you can get an 8, I will allow this. Because it's cool.
Tanhony's DC is always so high.
But he rose to the challenge, so yeah. You maybe have not done this before, you don't quite remember. But as you leap into the air and land on your pile of bugs, you can't help but feel that this is fucking rad as you speed after the taxi. You can see the guy in the taxi look back panicked as you, because he thought he'd taken care of you entirely, and now you're like Gokuing towards him.
This is the point where Aego gives the menacing stare and it's like, didn't you know an ant can lift over 100 times its weight? My bugs are 100 times as strong as ants, or some other bullshit.
Your spider is no match for my flies. Meanwhile, in the infinite void, as you're standing on top of the car, you see a GPS sort of ooze into existence on top of the bonnet, and say,
The question is now imminent. The question will now begin. If you fail, it will occur. The question is as follows.
I think we got this.
What comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years?
Oh, I think I know the answer, Mr. GPS. The answer is not green.
Correct.
We've done it!
Correct?
It will now reverse.
and the car grows a little bit bigger.
We've done it, Billio! Yatta!
Perfect. I think we won.
We've discovered a new tech. All you have to do is somehow not accidentally get the answer wrong by picking the one thing.
That was genius.
The question is as follows. Walk on the living, they don't even mumble, but walk on the dead, they mutter and grumble. What are they?
The answer is not clouds.
Correct. It will now be reversed.
And again, the car grows bigger. With one more, it should be at the same original size as it was before.
Oh, this is great.
This is amazing. We did it together, dude. Yatta.
I'm so happy. Thank you, Hayden, for guiding.
And I read on my thought of one-liner in.
What is it?
Turn around one-liner.
Didn't you know? Certain species of flying insects eat spiders. Goddamn, I forgot it.
He just says that all live in the chase.
As you're like doing badass moves around cars.
I imagine like he's flying, he's on Wikipedia on his phone trying to remember the bug fact. That's so good.
The question is as
Spider wasps. Spider wasps are a type of flying bug that eats spiders. You picked the wrong person. Bug. Oh no, oh god.
The shorter I am, the bigger I am. What am I?
Is this directed at us? Is this
Yeah.
back to us now? Okay. The answer is not breakfast.
Correct. Final question. Final question.
Well, final question. I'm getting a little nervous. You never know what to expect.
It's okay, you can do this, Billio. I believe in you.
Okay, alright, okay.
What is not the answer to the following question?
Oh no!
How many oranges grow on a tree?
Wait, what is not the answer?
What is not the answer?
Alright, all you have to do
Answer
is... Yeah, just don't say not.
Wait, no, what did I say not? Because
No,
what is
because
not-
he's asking what's not the answer, so if you say not X, then you would be...
9, 8,
The answer is
7.
all oranges grow on trees?
Incorrect.
No,
The
you...
answer is... The answer is all oranges grow on trees.
You told me to say not.
No, I just meant say anything else but without not.
I'm holding this against you.
It grows a little bit. It shrinks a little bit again.
Oh God.
It's okay. We gotta get our progress back.
That's fine.
Question
Are there more questions?
Is as follows. Do a handstand for 2 minutes.
That's not a question! Dude, we ruined it. We had our shot. Okay, you can do a handstand for 2 minutes on a moving car, right?
Oh, absolutely. Well, the car's not moving, but I could do a handstand, of course.
Yeah, if you start to get weak, just have your stand hold you up. Easy.
Billy positions himself in a handstand position and promptly falls to the ground after 5 seconds.
Oh my god.
The answer is... It will now occur. And again, it shrinks slightly.
We were at the end.
We were so close. Oh no. Well, how's Iago doing? Is there maybe a way to get me out of this?
I will call over to Iago on the phone. I'll be like, hey, just checking in. How's your end going?
I like to
So
imagine like the wind is just breezing like by him. It's like going all back. His face is maybe doing like the little skydiving motions because he's going so fast forwards in like this dynamic chase. He's picked up and he's like a little busy right now. Hayden.
Fuck me.
So your chase seems to have led you to the docks. It sort of cleared this traffic jam, and now it's just got crawling over warehouses and buildings as you chase after it. And it seems to be getting very desperate at this point. More than once, it's tried to hurl the cars at you with its spider legs.
Is it approaching the
What is
ocean?
it? Spit it out.
It seems to be sort of hovering around this area, trying to lead you on a chase. Like it doesn't want to lead you any further, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just sort of going in circles at this point. There you go.
I think I made it safe to actually reply to the phone call then. Hayden, what is it?
What's what?
What is it?
What is what?
Why do you call?
I was just seeing if you were making progress towards getting on the car. We were about to break Billio out, and then he messed up a question, and now it seems he's lost his mojo and he's in danger again. So
That sounds like Billio.
So you're basically our last hope now.
Well, I'd like to say I'm on it, but we're in a bit of a goose chase right now. He can't get away from me, but I can't get onto him.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Can I see where am I right now?
You're sort of in the city centre, so it's all on a hill. You can, in the distance, vaguely see a giant spider-like taxi roaming the docks.
Alright,
These are very long legs that keep it a great distance off the ground, basically.
I'm gonna try something then. Hayden takes a deep breath and he pulls out Sloth Thrust. And he looks at it for a second. He's very scared of it, but he's gonna climb on its back and use the stand to start climbing buildings and running towards the thing in the distance. He's just gonna keep his eyes shut because he doesn't like looking at this thing.
So I go. As a couple more evolutions in the circle occur, and the taxi driver looks back at you, he's sort of aggravated at this point and tries to stab towards you with two of these spider legs. But at the same time, you do see a dot approaching in the distance that can only be your friend Hayden.
Oh! I just have to hold out, and then we'll have it flanked. But yes, he will as someone with self-preservation instincts to attempt to not get hit by spider legs.
Right, okay, so that will be an attack roll versus I Cry then.
This is a what?
It's going to be roll initiative against I Cry.
Dex plus speed.
And I Cry is 10. Oh dear. And you'll join after the first round of combat, Hayden.
Sure thing.
So as I said, I Cry is spearing to its front legs towards you. It stops moving for the most part as it seems to be switching its strategy to attacking you directly.
Oh,
So let's see how it does with strength plus death. Defense, even. So it does manage to hit here. But let's see how much damage it does. What's your defense, my guy?
D6.
Oh dear.
Sweating. Aego fucking dies. It's happened once before, it can happen again. Oh, only 1 damage. That's not so bad.
So yeah, it sort of glances you, like, it cuts at your arm as you, like, skid past the dodge.
What is your HP again, Aego? 16?
Let me check again. Yeah.
That's not so bad. What's it do for its second action?
You think a spider can take down a hawk? Wasp?
Oh, you almost had it. It's sort of, for the second action, it sort of backs up a little bit, trying to put a bit of space between the two of you. Hey, and there you go, it's your turn.
Ooh. I think since it's slowed down a bit, it's been focusing more on it's been trying to attack. He's gonna try and send out like fragments of his swarm, try and get onto the legs and start freezing them over.
Nice. Roll for your attack.
But if I recall, that's range plus action. Well, actually, nope. Sorry. Or would I roll 4 and then work on that?
Oh, damn, you hit. Definitely roll for damage.
Kill him!
Oh, and that hits as well. So its defense is 12, so you do 2 damage there, but more importantly, you freeze over its front 2 legs. So now it definitely isn't going to be running as fast, and it also can't use this to attack you for the moment.
How much damage did it take?
2 damage.
Oh my god, it's got 12 defense?
Yeah, it's a guardian.
Would be a guardian.
But as you have done that, and the taxi sort of swaying on its legs, who should appear out of the sky but everyone's favourite boy, Hayden?
Aw, that's really nice of you to say. You're my favorite boy, DM.
I'm the narrator, so you know it's subjective.
Sorry, I only got a 6 on my initiative. I didn't mean to.
Roll yours as well. There you go.
A roll initiative again?
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Okay, and then flip a coin just to see if you or I goes first. And if it's heads, I'll let you go first.
1 is heads, 2 is tails.
Yeah.
Wow! Aego! He did it.
Oh.
Yatta.
You open as you see your comrade appear and blank out the sun for a moment with his presence.
Yeah, I imagine that as perhaps, the spider taxi is, stumbling as its 2 front legs are frozen over. I was gonna use those 2 clouds of bugs that froze over the 2 legs. They're gonna wheel back for a bit, but then Aego's gonna clap his hands together, and those 2 swarms of bugs will be making floating ice cubes that try and bang on those frozen legs like 2 hammers and shatter them.
Nice. Roll for attack. Nice. Roll for attack again. Well, roll for damage.
This guy, he's on his shit. Oh fuck.
So yeah, you do it, and I'll give you a +1 to that damage because of the coolness of the move. So with that, you shatter the front 2 legs of this beast's and it staggers backwards, the stumps of it flailing and leaking stando juice into the atmosphere.
You were such a friendly neighbor. What happened?
Damn, you got him. What does that mean?
We need to take you to one-liner class, like, desperately.
I don't understand what that means, but okay.
Aiko goes to improv class.
Like friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Now he doesn't have
I understood it.
I thought you'd like, because he was like a taxi, like taxis are meant to be good neighbours, I guess. But yeah, as he staggers back, you still have room for one more attack. There you go.
Oh, I forgot about that part. Yeah, I feel like we usually forget about that part.
Yeah, we do when it's dramatic.
Well, this time he's gonna like raise his arms that were like his hands are put together. He's gonna like turn them into like fists and he's gonna like I don't do that thing where like you have your arms raised above your head and you smash it down on like a target. That's what's gonna happen with the insects as well. This time it's just one larger cloud like hammering down from above.
Nice. Roll for attack. That hits, I'll allow it. And roll for damage. This guy. It's another 5 damage. This guy's solo. So yeah, you hit the top of the car from the sky. It sort of splats down onto the ground, all its legs sort of fly up for a moment. And as you end the attack, it's sort of shakily trying to get back to its trembling legs.
That's what I call a bug splat.
Right. And I cry. Has no more stomach for this combat. It's now trying to like weakly crawl away down the middle of 2 warehouses with its sort of what legs it has remaining. And as it does so, Hayden, you finally land, I imagine, on the ground.
Yes, so I had an idea for a rule of cool action, but now that the thing is, like, on its last legs, I think I'll just finish the job. So I'm gonna chase this thing down, and, it's like crawling, you said? Like, it's not in the air like a spider anymore?
Yeah, so it's just, like, flat into the ground and dragging itself along with these spider legs.
Do I see anyone in the driver's seat?
There is a man in the driver's seat. He's holding desperately onto the wheel as he's like blood coming from his head from where the dent in the top of the car has hit him.
Sloth Rust is going to try and shatter the windshield and just straight up grab the dude.
Roll for attack, because, yeah, roll for attack.
Like to hit?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is... Sorry, I have to check my book real quick. Fighter, strength plus power minus 1. So for me, that is D8 plus D12 minus 1. Alright, that's a 9.
So it doesn't quite hit in this case. Your fist is repelled off the windshield. It's obviously... That ain't right, so it's pretty obvious at this point that the taxi itself is the stand. It was able to repel Sloth Rust's ultimate power.
I'm going to try one more time.
It's time to put you back into it.
D12. Like I do the thing where I take a deep breath and I do like the fucking screen's going black and white. Oh, come on.
And it bounces off again. But you are now perched on the windshield now. And the guy is trying to like shake you off so he can see where he's fucking going.
Sure. Alright, that goes back to initiative roll then?
Yes, everyone roll initiative. And because iCry has been damaged, its initiative has gone down to a 7.
11.
Oof. So, Hayden, the incentive is still yours. What the fuck about the incentive? The hour is still yours.
I'm gonna try one last time for the same thing, and then I'm gonna give up on my dreams. Alright. One last time, Slothus is gonna try and slam into the windshield.
I'm gonna give you a +1 for the repeated punches here.
Okay. 11! We did it! Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so,
I don't know if you want it to be damaged or not. I'm just trying to grab him out of the car and like hold him.
So the guy like grunts to himself, like he's clearly thinking, "It's not worked the first 2 times. You fool! You buffoon! How is it going to work?" And then you smash it through with the windscreen, grab him by the collar, and just sort of pull him bodily out of the vehicle, snapping his seatbelt in the process with the force.
Nice. And as I'm holding him there, I'm just gonna toss. I'm gonna do like a 1, 2, like a like the guys who do shot put the Olympics. They like spin, and I'm gonna throw him towards Iago in his cloud.
So long, you gay Bowser.
So long, gay Bowser.
And he's flying towards you, and he's going, wait!
And then I think, Iago he's literally just gonna make his Nimbus disappear. He's gonna like land like a few inches. He's just standing straight up onto the ground, his feet flopping, and in front of him, the swarm is gonna assemble into like a vaguely humanoid-shaped cloud, and then do like an orange, like non-lethal, but like try and like encase his body below his neck in ice.
Right, roll for attack +2 because of his fucked state. The fucked status effect.
The Rut-Row status effect. Oh,
yeah,
hell
that
yeah.
hits this fucker.
-2, +2. So good.
Roll for damage. Which will also have that +2.
Oh, I see. And he doesn't have his stance defense.
And he's like, what? And then he's just encased from neck to toe. Like a mummy. And he drops down to the ground on one side.
Damn.
And with that, the encounter is over. And Billy, just as the GPS is about to ask you about the date of the American Revolution, you mercifully appear back in the real world in the passenger seat of the ruins taxi.
Okay. Oh, please have mercy, please. Oh, and then he notices that the world is normal around him.
Yeah, clearly you defeated it.
Hey, I think I won. And then he takes his seatbelt off and he runs out the car. Hey, Hayden, there you go. I think we beat him.
Wait, are just spider legs still there? So they just like open a door and he's like 7 feet up or something.
Well, it's got like flattened to the ground, so it was sort of crawling along the ground at the end.
Oh, okay, right.
I'm going to attempt to grab Billy's, like, the size of his head and, like, shake him up. You are so fucking stupid!
Hey, look, you were on the call with me. You had every resource available to you. You even had the internet.
All you had to do was say a wrong answer without not in front of it. And then have your stand hold you up during a handstand.
You tripped me up.
Oh
And
my god.
If you were under... Look, I've never been able to function well under pressure. And if you were getting asked questions like that, you would have done just as bad, alright?
Sorry, but I'm built different, so probably not.
Yeah, well, I'm built the same, and I did just as fine as you would not do. Yeah.
Brilliant. Anyway, who you should be thanking is Iago. He's the one that saved your butt.
Ugh. 2 times in one day, huh?
What can I say? I'm a natural.
He's a lawyer. He's great at getting people out of shit situations.
I gotta say, Iago, and Billy slings his arm around his shoulder, you have definitely grown on me today, my friend.
I love Billy so much.
Yep. You've and he's thinking of what Hayden said about Billy being a dumbass. You're an interesting fellow too.
You know, Iago, I think it's time that I rectified a little mistake that I made a few minutes ago. And I don't know if you guys remember last session, but Billy took some of Iago's money. Yeah, so yeah, and he gives him back his wallet. I found this, and I'd like you to... I think it's yours, Iago.
Found it, eh? And like, I think Iago's gonna be a little bit peeved, but I assume it doesn't feel... He's gonna just check for the credit card, like, immediately, but then it doesn't feel that much lighter, does it? It's like a few paper dollars gone.
Yeah, no, just the money. Billy doesn't know how to use a credit card.
Trying to weigh the sins of his
true.
thievery.
And Billy's like he's on his knees, presenting it, really happy, all smiles.
I found
Alright.
it.
I think Iago would enjoy like the way it's being presented, so he's like, let's just Let's start from zero. Just pretend this never happened.
Good enough for me.
And the guy is still squirming on the ground in his little coffin.
All right. So, what do you want to do with this guy? I think Aiko's
I
gonna
imagine you all
move
turn
a bit on the
menacingly
nose.
towards him, I imagine.
Is he like in a coffin of ice? I got a little confused at the end. Or is he in like a coffin of bugs?
No, he's like he's like encased in ice, like everything below his neck.
Oh, you gave him the Han Solo.
Yes.
But his head is exposed.
Yeah. So I imagine you can still feel how uncomfortable being frozen is.
Yeah.
Come on, fellas. It wasn't that bad, right? Just a couple, just a question hour.
Billy, you
Question
wanna
hour, huh?
do the honors?
Oh, I'd love to. You know, I got a question for you, Mr. Taxi Cab Driver Man.
Yeah.
Approximately how many times am I gonna punch you in 10 seconds?
Just once.
10, 9,
Twice.
8, 7.
You're not gonna do the stand rushing
Six.
me, are ya?
5, 4,
A million.
3, and then before he could reach 2, he immediately starts stand rushing him at full power.
Oh,
And Billy opens several different portals on various surfaces to sling Head Like a Hole's tentacles through them to punch him from every angle, essentially pinballing him from portal to portal.
Oh, I imagine there's like in the scene there's like a score racking up in the top right for the points on the bumpers.
Yeah, you got like
Combo
portals
meter.
coming out of street lamps and things like that.
L ampersand
Would that be-
retired.
With that, he falls to the ground, twitching. It's just you. Wait, when the guy who hired me finds you, he's gonna fucking kill you.
Oh, the guy who hired you, huh? You want to tell us a little bit more about him? Or should I try to rack up another high score? After all, I'm just full of questions today.
He's a big shot guy called Radiohead.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, son of a...
Radiohead, you were supposed to be good.
Told
know
me you
this
wanted
guy?
to see what you were made of, but yeah, I guess you can see you're a bunch of jerks.
I'm gonna kick Eli ampersand really hard in the side and go, "That's for your stand-up being called Crazy Taxi."
Did Billy O's stand rush shatter his ice coffin or no? Is it just
I
that
imagine it
strong?
would have.
Yeah.
I'll take an Eli on the rocks. Stew.
Radiohead, huh? You know this guy? I mean, it doesn't sound... He could be lying. Radiohead does not sound like a real person's name.
Unfortunately, this character does not know of Radiohead, so Hayden just shrugs. He's like, "I don't know. I mean, it sounds like a stand to me."
You hear a voice from nearby. Nah, but Radiohead knows you, fellas.
Is it? Is it him?
And as you the sound of the source of the voice is from a crate in a warehouse behind you, and there's a strange figure sitting on the on the crate. Basically, let me describe this for Billy who has not received the description prior. So basically, we've got sorry, let's take 1 second.
Oh, is it not Radiohead himself?
So we've got like this little robot sort of cuboid thing that clearly looks to be some sort of stand, and then there's a humanoid body that uses that as the head that's sort of made out of metal dust that's just sort of shifting and changing every second.
Ooh, that's new.
This is what
He's
the
styled up.
So there's two entities there?
No, that's the head, and the rest is just sort of
Radiohead's like
metal
ability
dust.
is he can like pour out dust that what does it do, like reveal the past or something?
Yeah, so when you put it on something and scratch it away like it's a lottery ticket, it shows thoughts from people who were there
Yeah.
before.
So he's just like oozing the dust in a way that makes it look like he has a cool body. He's just being aesthetic.
All right. Yeah, I see. He's just the head.
Yeah.
I see. That's cool. Oh my god.
He's so cute. What's he from again? Where'd you get this picture, Tan?
I don't remember.
It's so good.
Looks like you fellas are as strong as I heard. Good to meet you. Name's Radiohead.
He is real. And Billy goes up to try to shake his hand.
As you try to shake his hand, your hand just sort of slips through it. So it's clearly not very solid.
Oh.
Where's your user, Radiohead?
Oh, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, you know. These things happen.
What?
He's dead.
Oh. Wait, how is that possible?
Yeah, even I know a stand can't survive without its user.
I'm an exceptional individual. There's a whole lot of backstory, but that wasn't recorded, so let's not get into that.
Well,
anyway,
what do you want?
I see you've managed to incapacitate Mr. Ampersand over here. That's splendid. That's just swell. I hired him to see what you folks were capable of, and I gotta say, I am impressed.
You didn't have to do any of that. You could have just asked.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
What's to stop us from beating your head in right now? You don't seem too tough.
I'd fly away really fast and you'd never see me again.
I doubt it. I'm faster, dum-dum.
Yeah, and Iego can
And I
fly
can
too.
fly,
He just flew.
Well, before you do that, let me offer you the job I was thinking of.
Another one.
Yeah,
2
we've
days from now at 12 a.m., a certain spear is going to arrive at the docks. I want you to steal it and bring it to me.
See, the problem with that is I already signed a contract where I'll die if I don't give it to someone else.
I know. Radiohead, how about you help us take the spear?
Well, I'd only be too happy to do that. You say you signed a contract?
Yeah, it's like some sort of stand contract with my shitty brother, and if I don't follow the terms of our deal, I'll, like, die really painfully. But after we give it to him, maybe we'd be willing to steal it back? Because I think the contract will end after that.
And I'll tell you right now, you help me get that spear, I'm willing to offer you all the resources that are available to me to help you clear this Havoc Moon game.
Okay, that's literally what my brother said. All of you claim to have resources, and yet you've given me no proof. I want an upfront payment.
I had this taxi man, and he almost killed you.
Yeah, okay, sure, buddy.
What?
He's
Killed
a
one
robot.
of us.
I think he has resources.
Wait, did you just say he's a robot? I think he has resources.
Yeah.
It's like the man says, I'm a robot.
Why don't you give us something right now to sweeten the deal? Make us know we can actually trust you.
Fine. He reaches into his dusty ribcage with one hand and pulls out a stack of dollar bills. $5,000. Here you go.
This is worthless. Billio's like rich as hell.
Okay, I'll take it back.
Billy is like, his eyes are gleaming, and he runs up and takes the money eagerly.
Billy, what the fuck? Billy!
What else could I...
It's money. Look. Do you want me to give it back?
Yeah, we could do better. We want information. You have money. You have lots of money.
I think
information.
Iego would interject right now and say, what I'd like to know is, why does everybody want this spear?
Well, I'll enlighten you if information is what you're asking for.
Exactly
So I don't know if you've heard of this, but the Havoc Moon game isn't the only method to obtain stands.
Wait,
There
really?
are items floating around the world, stand arrows as they're called. You get shot with one of those, and then someone pulls it out. If you have the potential, you receive a stand. They were used by ancient civilizations to boost up their warriors and take over other territories. But the spear...
What happens if someone with a stand hits themselves with a stand arrow? Do they get two?
Shit gets fucked up, is all I'll say.
Oh.
Shit gets messy.
Good fucked up or bad fucked up?
I'm mixing both. I was in the
Sounds
vicinity when something
unpredictable.
similar happened, and reality got pretty fucked for a while there.
Oh.
I don't remember
Billy-
reality getting fucked. Are you sure?
Yeah, I remember. It definitely happened.
Billy pulls Hayden aside and he's like, Hayden, I want to get stabbed with the arrow.
Well, remember, we have to bring the spear to my brother, and then we have to bring it to this robot thing. And besides, you heard what he said. If we're not worthy, it could kill you.
Now, don't make a mistake. The spear is something entirely different.
Oh.
A lot of people do call it. It's got a couple of names: the Spear of Saint Simeon, the Stand Spear. But what it does isn't creating stands; it destroys them.
Okay, maybe I don't want to get hit with it.
You see,
What
your
would
brother,
you want to use that for?
Well, I'll tell you first what your brother wants with it. He believes that the entity behind the Havoc Moon game is a stand, and he wants to use that spear to destroy it once and for all, so that he can then take the power that's been hoarding for itself all these years.
And what do you want with it?
Look at me, I'm a stand myself. You think I want to add a stand without a user? I've lost my weak link. You think I want that thing floating around that can kill me?
So it can be. You're saying the spear can be destroyed.
Well, I assume so, or at least thrown into the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, well, there's actually a stipulation in my contract for that. If the spear's lost for circumstances outside of my control, I just, lose feeling in my right arm, which sucks, but I'll live. If you want to, schedule a hijacking and not tell us the details and get that thing knocked to the bottom of the ocean, be my guest. That's kind of a win-win. I'd rather that than it be in my brother's hands for even a second.
Well then, how about this for
well, there is a loop. There is an angle you're not seeing here, Hayden.
What's the angle?
You might have signed the contract, but Billio and I never did.
That's perfect! Alright, so we're gonna go to get this thing, right? And then you two, and whatever you've got planned, Mr. Radiohead, are gonna betray me. And I need you guys... I have to do the best of my ability to fight for it, but if you can just, knock me out, then it's home free for us.
For real?
Well.
I have to hit you for real?
Yeah, well, don't kill me, hopefully. Just knock me out. I mean, I don't want to lose all feeling in my right arm forever, but I'd rather that than my brother potentially become an all-powerful being, or have such a dangerous thing in his possession. And I trust you guys to hold back just enough to not murderize me.
So, how many teeth do you have right now, Hayden?
All of them?
Right, it's just keeping track. Just keeping track.
I'll have to do a count later.
Relax. And he's slinging an arm around Hayden. You can't tell if he's being honest or not. I'm just joking.
Okay. Well, for this to be as effective as possible, I need you... I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna put fingers in my ears and go la 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 la, and you guys discuss the plan to take me down when the night comes. And then it'll look like you guys surprise betrayed me for Radiohead and I had no control of the situation. And then I put my fingers in my ears, go la la la, and walk away while they do the remainder of the negotiation.
Well, so here's the details. From my information, the spear should be arriving at the Melita City docks 2 days from now at 12 a.m. on board a ship. At that point, my crew's going to try and steal it. I imagine Mr. Wright's also going to put some folks together to try and get it, no matter what he might have told you. I don't know if anyone else wants a spear, but that's something to watch out for as well. I'd probably recommend trying to get it straight off the boat rather than waiting for it during transit, because no telling if Wright's crew will have already had it by that point. My thinking is this.
Why don't we just blow up the boat?
Because it's a good... Well, it's
lot of
easier said
people
than done. I don't own lots of bombs, and that draws a lot more attention than I'd like.
I could probably make a portal that would put the boat...
Could you just trap the spear indefinitely in Portal World?
I mean, and I would lug it around, and Billy would feel horrible after 10
Oh, yeah,
seconds.
that's true, because it's inside.
You'd never be able to use your stand again.
Yeah, that too. Well, if I could get... Theoretically, if I wasn't bound by this contract, Sloth... It's actually kind of narratively interesting that I am, because Slothos would be the perfect stand to destroy it, just decay it into nothing. But I cannot do so.
I swear, this spear's may have the same thing as I forget what was sea stone handcuffs from Platinum Standard.
Oh yeah, what was that again, Tian?
There was... I don't remember the specifics at this point, but there was a material in the previous campaign that nullified stand powers.
It was Neverwire for stands.
Yeah, that's from One Piece, the Sea Stone.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Tanhony sweating as he realizes everything he writes is stolen from anime. You don't say.
So, I'm betting that Wright will want you to join up with his men as they attack the boats. That's fine. as you imagine, you will lay in wait, betray your friend Hayden when the spear's in their possession, and then get it over to me, where we can destroy it, while preventing yourself from being caught by Wright's remaining men. Sound good?
I think so. And
Don't you got any lackeys to help us out with this?
Of course. I've got a crew of my own who'll be joining up on. I've paid some of the best from around the country for this job.
Any names you want to give?
Well, I believe one of your comrades met up with one of my comrades. I don't know if he told you about them. We've got a vampire on the crew, like 100% actual vampire.
Like Dracula?
Exactly, like Dracula.
Oh my god.
Well, what happened to them?
Nothing happens to them. They're still on the crew.
Oh. Hey,
You met
wait
up with this
a
guy?
minute. And then he's gonna, like, start yelling towards Hayden when he realizes he can't talk to them. Hey, Kayama never told us about any Kayama, our former teammate, never told us about any vampire.
Well, there is a vampire. I can assure you of that.
Who
Any
else?
other names he wants to share?
Anything indicative that we could tell you apart from Wright's crew?
Well, we got Bigby Grash. That's Grash. I believe he's some sort of werewolf. I don't know if that's his stand or just a thing he's got going on, but we got a whole monster mash going on, basically.
I fucking knew it. You were gonna say that. I fucking knew it.
Dude,
This guy's a bit-
Tanhony's sending my heart. I can't handle
Wait,
it.
so you got monsters. You're a robot. What's next? The ghost?
I don't think we have a ghost yet.
Yet.
Do you have a mummy?
We do, actually.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Aiden's gonna be so happy.
Wait, I missed it. What happened? I accidentally turned the volume down.
We have
How was the
mummy.
There's a what?
Aigo made a somewhat cheeky comment about Radiohead's crew being monsters, him being a robot, and making like a ghost allusion to like Nirvana.
No way. Dude, I'm so happy. You guys should tell his crew to like all wear something so we can recognize them, like some kind of uniform, like a scarf or like a hat.
Yeah, or like mark their hands or something.
Yeah, put dust
Radiohead.
in their hair or some shit.
Can't you give us like a sign maybe so we could tell your guys apart from everyone else? I'm assuming they're not going to show up in full monster getup, although it would be really cool if they did.
Well, I suppose red scarves, maybe?
Yeah, that works.
Bloods versus Crips?
Oh my god.
Bloods versus Crip with a T.
Ah.
Oh. Well, how about it then? Are you in or are you out?
Yeah, I think
No.
I'm in.
I am mighty tempted by the thought of screwing over Hayden's brother. I owe him one after what he did to me.
After he legally killed you. I can't get over that, how much damage that single attack did. That was so insane.
You know what? Sign me on. He's gonna like try and shake Radio's head's hand with a bug swarm hand. Cause it's like stand on stand.
Fan?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Aigo said he wouldn't turn down a chance to screw over Hayden's brother, so he's in. Then he tried to shake Radiohead's stand hand with his own like bug stand cloud hand.
It works perfectly.
Brilliant.
Oh.
A match made in
Okay,
heaven.
then. Don't forget then, 12 a.m. Malurda City Docks, 2 days from now. Get whatever resources you need. It's going to be a big day. With that, he vanishes in a swirl of metal dust.
What a weirdo. You think
So
we
we
can trust
die.
him?
More than Hayden's brother, at least.
I'm gonna
I
have to
never
try
met the
so
guy.
hard to not like nerd the fuck out when we meet the Radiohead crew. I have to hold back. I'm so freaking excited though to see them again. Do you think Roan will be there, Aigo?
I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I will go in with no expectations, and I will either be surprised pleasantly, or I will have my expectations met.
Fair enough. I assume like a minute later, Hayden comes back and he unplugs his ears and he's like, "I sure hope my friends won't betray me." Smile.
I think the warm Hayden up. Aigo's gonna like fake a punch towards his face, like, "Hey, Hayden." Well, why are you flinching?
Oh, did
I
you
didn't
not
touch
punch yet? I'm just preemptively scared. What is it?
What are you talking about? I didn't do anything.
No, you said my name. What is it?
I know I didn't.
What?
Gaslight?
Perhaps.
Perhaps I'm just mentally insane. Okay.
So Hayden, since we're on the same side and all, he's like, there's air quotes in his tone of voice, but like he's not doing the fingers. What's your plan gonna be to for all three of us together steal the cargo?
My plan is, I assume my brother, if this is such an important object, whatever it, wait, I was there for when they said what it is, right?
Oh, sorry, which bit?
I was there when he like explained it's a spear that destroys stands before I like plugged my ears.
Yes, you were there.
Okay. I assume I'm not going to be the only one he sends. So while the rest of his crew do all their fighting and bullshit, I'm probably going to try and get in the water, climb up the side of the boat, and sneak around to find this supposed spear. And I feel as though when I'm in the water, I would be most vulnerable, but also I would be so ecstatic at getting the spear I may not expect something coming up from behind me. That's what I would do.
I see.
And I would hope my teammates, while I'm vulnerable, would have my back. Smile.
Well, when haven't I had your back, Hayden? Besides, like, the first 20-ish years of your life.
Besides every session we've been together. Good question.
I have only known you for 2 days, Hayden, but I would never, ever, ever do anything that would ever harm you, ever, Mr. Hayden.
I put a hand on Billy O's shoulder and I say, I've only known you for 2 days and you're already my best frickin' friend.
The guy goes to look slightly offended.
Yay.
I mean that with pure sincerity. I love Billy O.
He's gonna look more offended now.
I am
Aigo!
so happy.
What's
that we are
up, buddy?
going to work together as a team.
I'm just kidding.
Nothing, champ. And he punches Hayden's shoulder gently. Yeah, that's short for champ.
I was just gonna make that. That's so good. All right, do we want to close out here? Or are there any like last things we want to do before we end?
I think it's good to close out. I have to run.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you all have to run. I'm coming.
All right. Well, I guess that was the end of episode 11 of Havoc Moon. It's honestly probably for the best if Hayden gets knocked out instead of having to fight. I'm willing to like fight for the comp if you want me to, but it'll probably prevent me from like spending the whole session nerding out because I'm so excited. Getting to see Alexis again is like really pog.
Hey, we don't know that yet.
Sorry. I know. I know. Oh man. Usually I'm better at holding it in, but I'm just so freaking excited. Tanhony, do you have anything to say to the audience?
I'm on my way.
He's coming.
Alright, there you have it, folks. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Art is still for degenerates.